Because she got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan McDonald here, and welcome to another episode of Hot Sauce and Chill, where I get to geek out over hot sauce and movies at the same time. Thanks for joining me, and let's move into our advent calendar as we go on to the next day. Let's see what we have here. I have the Tilts Advent Calendar Collection. I found this on Amazon. I mentioned before, it's my little baggies of hot sauce, and they kind of have just generic names and flavors. This one just says original hot sauce. Because I just found it, I haven't had a chance to investigate whether or not it's their first one, but let's tear into it. Before I do, as a reminder, I'm also a hot sauce maker myself. You can find me on Etsy at tastyasfuck on Etsy. And also, I'm an independent filmmaker. You can find me on Instagram at ryan.mcdonald.filmmaker, or you can find my work at the YouTube channel, Yognam Cinema. Let's dive right in. Already, it looks really, what I describe as kind of chemically. It looks like it has sugar and gum and stuff in it that just, it's never my favorite in a hot sauce. Aroma, smells okay. Smells like dirty feet. I think I've been pretty honest as far as my reviews of this hot sauce pack, and hasn't been my favorite. So, that's fucking terrible. That sucked. But let's go in for more. Well, what does it taste like? Well, it tastes like crap. That's what it tastes like. It doesn't seem like it would enhance any kind of flavor of the food that I would like to eat. It's extremely salty. And then also somewhat bland. End up eating the whole pack. Kind of hot. It's burning my throat. But that's too bad I didn't like that sauce, because today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably one or two of my favorite movies of all time as far as the ranking and how that goes. And that's going to be Michael Mann's masterpiece, Heat.
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner. I
saw this movie when it first came out in 1995, and it was recommended to me by a school classmate. And I love this movie so much. I actually have 2 copies as well on Blu-ray. This is the director's cut right here on Blu-ray. And but I've also owned this on DVD as well. One of the first prints of this on DVD, because originally the running time when it was on VHS was a 2 VHS tape. I used to own that. And then the original DVD print made it so that halfway into the movie you had to flip the disc over in order to finish the rest of the movie. The Blu-ray is able to compact everything onto one side of a disc, so there's no intermission. But I always do remember where that intermission happens in the film. And it's right before the bank heist scene, and just after the infamous scene, as we know, where Pacino and Heat sit down for coffee. And I've even read the book, Heat Part 2, and I'm looking forward and excited for that as well. As you know, as I've already mentioned, it's kind of my favorite movie. And on my second copy right here, I found a little note from my wife. She puts on there that it's my birthday and I need to relax and go ahead and watch your favorite movie. And that was something that she wrote for me in 2019, and I just go ahead and stick it on here in my movie, just so I can always remember that kind of a memory. Why do I love this movie so much? Well,
they get more daring with every score.
What's the estimate?
12.2 million.
You're on.
But one cop.
He's here. I can feel it.
Temporary crime drama. That's something I absolutely love. There's not a lot of other movies that have the location of the film be almost a character. And in this movie, as it used to say on the poster, it was an LA crime drama. And Los Angeles really feels like it's a piece of the character inside this movie. The same way that Hogwarts might be for Harry Potter, or No, it's probably the best example I got. But Los Angeles being set, the set piece of this movie, and they film in a lot of actual locations, really enhances it. The camera work in this is fantastic. There's obviously the scenario of the bank heist scene, which they famously so typically when you have a gunfire in a movie, you re-record your gunfire and you add in just different kind of sounds, but nothing sounded the same way it did when they shot the blanks in between the large buildings in LA, and just the way that it echoed. So they actually just used the what we call wilds track sound, what you basically just recorded while you were already there, because it sounded more authentic. Michael Mann actually knew this isn't necessarily based on a true story, but it is based on characters, or real life characters that he did know. He did know the real Pacino character and hunting down the real De Niro character. And in that story, the cop had explained to him a time where he actually was, there was some type of level of respect that the person who was the bad guy was so good at it that you kind of had to respect the guy. And then at some point, the real life cop did sit down with the real life De Niro and have that coffee scene.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best, trying to stop guys like me.
So you never wanted a regular type life?
The fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games?
I'm a big fan of movies and movies locations, and this is one of the movies. When I travel to LA, I have been to some of the filming locations, the bank heist scene, the street shootout, and that's mainly most of the ones I've been there, and then kind of also where Tom Sizemore kind of bites it. A few things have been torn down since the movie was made. I think some of the diner scenes, and then even the there's a scene that takes place in an old drive-in theater, which of course is probably now apartments, which is what they're doing in Ogden, is making drive-in theaters into apartments. This movie is absolutely a masterpiece. Michael Mann has a way of bringing you into characters who have extraordinary lives. Oh, I've also been to the cafe location where this scene was shot. I went there with a good buddy of mine, Jason White. We've been there actually a couple times. So that's how much I love this movie, is I end up tracking down the film locations. So the camera work is amazing. The cinematography is fantastic. The writing is outstanding. I love it so much that this actually originally was a TV movie called LA Takedown that Michael Mann had written and directed, and he cut quite a bit out of it. He later was obviously able to make this movie at the full length that he originally had the vision for, and I think it's one of the great performances by the cast of characters in here. They really feel glued to their characters and true to who they are. So absolutely love this movie. It's a masterpiece.
How we're gonna buy the bank package from Kelso?
I'll front that. That's not a problem.
Well, what the hell happens to Van Zandt or 750?
Van Zandt, listen, with the heat we got, you want to play World War II in the streets with Van Zandt?
In filmmaking, and character development, and also acting, I love this movie. So one of my favorite movies. He's favorite movies of all time. Heat. Like I said, you can find our work on Etsy. We are tastyasfuck.com. This is our Thai chili sauce. I call this one the fat fuckers. Thai chili, serrano peppers, and roasted cumin in there. It's delicious. It's one of our more popular ones. If you like to kick it up a little bit on the heat level, we do have a Carolina Reaper sauce. I love the Carolina Reapers. This one's not. Now, a lot of sauces are made to just be hot, just for hot sake. Not necessarily this advent calendar, but hot for hot sake. Just burn without the flavor. But here's the deal in our sauces is we have both heat and flavor, and that's something you can take as a guarantee. Again, find us at Tasty as Fuck on Etsy. Use the discount code Hot Sauce in Chill. That's Hot Sauce with an N, Chill, at the checkout, and I'll be happy to ship your guys' order, get to you before Christmas, and join us tomorrow for our next episode of Hot Sauce and Chill.